Chapter 6. Each individual's private thoughts and contemplations. Xie Zierling enthusiastically shared some information she knew with Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan now had a general impression of the entire Jade Garden. Jade Garden has a total of 30 nu of inferior spiritual land, with Nu of spiritual fields designated by the sect for planting perennial yellow-grade medium-quality spiritual herbs. The gardeners must take their responsibility seriously, with no room for mistakes. The garden manager assigns tasks to the herb children to take care of these high-value spiritual herbs. In addition, there are 8 mu managed by 8 outer disciples, used for planting fast-maturing economical spiritual herbs. The remaining 2 mu are directly managed by the garden manager. Apart from a portion used to fulfill the sect's planting tasks, the rest of the planting income all goes to the garden manager. The garden manager's income can reach over 1,000 spirit stones per month, a truly lucrative position. Lin Yuan instantly realized a problem. The 18th spiritual field should have been in idle status because the 8th herb child hasn't been replenished for 3 years. In such a situation, the 18th spiritual field should be unused, and the spiritual energy should be abundant. However, now it is lacking in spiritual energy. He easily reached a conclusion that this spiritual field had been irregularly occupied and misused by feng decking, causing a decrease in the concentration of spiritual energy. If he were to drive feng decking out of Jade Garden, under the pretext of insufficient planting, the problem with the 18th spiritual field would definitely be attributed to him. When he took over, there were no apparent abnormalities in the spiritual field, but by the time he leaves, the spiritual field would have been ruined. This problem would surely be blamed on him. Spirit UAL fields are important assets of the sect, with extremely high value. Just arranging the formations requires a lot of effort from formation masters. Underneath the spiritual fields, connections to spiritual veins branches are established, and maintaining the gathering formation also consumes spirit stones. If a spiritual field is ruined and the blame is placed on him, his future would surely be bleak. This is a big trap. Originally, Lin Yuan didn't care whether he stayed or left Jade Garden, but now, he couldn't just leave like this. Lost in thought, he unintentionally became absent-minded. Xie Zierling pulled him back.
Are you listening?
I am listening. Lin Yuan smiled. Thanks again for your sharing. I have a better understanding now.
What about the Rain of Spirits technique? You should teach me.
Xie Zierling eagerly asked. Well, for the Rain of Spirits technique, the key is to control the direction and speed of the spiritual energy when inputting it. Lin Yuan explained how to change the shape of the spiritual clouds. Xie Zierling listened with enthusiasm, and her hands were not idle as she changed the shape of the clouds according to Lin Yuan's guidance. After trying a few times, she finally succeeded. The overcast clouds in air slowly transformed from an oval into an irregular pentagon, a prickly ball, and after a few more attempts, the shape began to become smooth and large, up and down. Xie Zierling played with great enthusiasm, using up all her spiritual energy in one go, and then reluctantly stopped practicing. She needed to go back to recover her spiritual energy. Lin Yuan bid farewell and left with her. He returned to the 18th spiritual field, planted the seeds of the gathering herbs at regular intervals, with suitable depth, and then used the Rain of Spirits technique to evenly water the spiritual field. Standing by the spiritual field, Lin Yuan looked at the open boundaries of the field, contemplating. If someone wanted to frame him, this spiritual field couldn't prevent people from entering. Although there were defensive formations on the outer perimeter of Jade Garden, there was none around the spiritual field. If internal personnel caused trouble, it would be difficult to defend against. I need to buy a defensive type of formation to prevent others from entering, and then add a monitoring type of formation. Once someone deliberately causes trouble, it can be recorded as evidence. Lin Yuan was contemplating. Someone approached from a distance. Lin Yuan sensed it and turned his head to look. It was a long-haired man with a gentle smile, probably around 26 or 27 years old, and he had a long flute hanging at his waist. This person should be Yang Ziren, a 6th level Qi cultivation outer disciple, who had been in Jade Garden for about 4 years. He was one of the most senior herb children in terms of qualifications. Yang Ziren greeted from a distance.
I am Yang Ziren. Nice to meet you, junior brother.
Lin Yuan has met senior brother Yan. Lin Yuan returned the greeting with a hand gesture.
Ha ha ha. Junior brother Lin. Being able to come to Jade Garden together, it's quite a fate.
Yang Ziren laughed heartily. Junior brother has just arrived, and he'll have to ask senior brother for more guidance, Lin Yuan said. At this moment, Yang Ziren approached, smiling.
Haha, it's only proper. Today, he'll treat you. Let's go to the Immortal Spirit Pavilion for a drink. A welcome for junior brother.
Lin Yuan waved his hand. Junior brother needs to go back to cultivate. Next time, for sure.
Don't be polite. The other herb children in Jade Garden will gather too. It's good for everyone to get to know each other and complete the tasks assigned by the garden manager together.
Yang Ziren continued to invite. Lin Yuan remained calm and said, I am sorry, senior brother Yan, I really can't go now. The smile on Yang Ziren's face gradually disappeared, and his eyes narrowed. He played with the bamboo flute in his hand and said faintly,
So, junior brother is really busy.
Yes, Lin Yuan affirmed. He had already learned from Xie Zierling that Yang Ziren had a close relationship with 2 herb children, forming one group, while the other 3 herb children formed another group. When he joined, he would be standing on Yang Ziren's side. Lin Yuan wasn't interested in playing G house with these people. Wasn't cultivating in peace better? Yang Ziren's brows furrowed slightly, and his tone turned unfriendly. You should think it through. Cultivation is not just about burying your head in practice. It's normal for someone to have accidents alone. Isn't it pathetic without anyone's support? Lin Yuan had not responded yet. From a distance, someone shouted loudly.
Yang Ziren, why are you threatening the new junior brother? He is my friend. If you have any issues, come to me.
Yang Ziren frowned, and 3 people quickly ran over from a distance. The leader was sturdy with short hair, holding a large machete. It was the leader of another group, Xu Lei. This person was also at the 6th level of Qi cultivation, and he was in the same generation as Yang Ziren.
Xu Lei, stop talking like you've eaten garlic. When did I threaten the junior brother?
Yang Ziren pointed at Xu Lei and faced Lin Yuan.
Junior brother Lin, Xu Lei is very vulgar, and has a violent temper. It's best to stay away from him.
You're talking nonsense.
Xu Lei glared with wide eyes, holding a large machete.
Say that again if you dare.
Yang Ziren looked at the 2 disciples behind Xu Lei, knowing that he had been a bit reckless, making their group weaker. He sneered.
Look at him, so vulgar.
Lin Yuan stood aside, listening to their argument, and couldn't help but smile. He was just an outer disciple. Why bother getting involved in these disputes? Never mind, he'll leave first, Lin Yuan said and turned away. Xu Lei and Yang Ziren argued several times, but didn't come to blows in the end. Lin Yuan returned to his spiritual field, set up formations to prevent others from entering without permission, and added monitoring formations around. Watching the formations operate smoothly, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. Only then could he cultivate undisturbed. Next, he needed to carefully consider the rules of Jade Garden and his own plan, trying to thrive in Jade Garden as much as possible.